So this is Lord Baron of Cherby, the famous diplomat, courtier, poet, musician. He's a man of many parts, and he's depicted here by Isaac Oliver, a royal artist of the time. It's a very striking image. I think even now we recognise that this is an unusual image. He's shown reclining by a stream, his head thoughtfully resting on his hand. This is the pose of a melancholy man. Interestingly, in the imagery of the time, the stream almost always refers to poetic inspiration. I think anyone who knew the poetry of the time, which his audience would have recognised that he's perhaps composing verses in this secluded wood. I think what's so brilliant about this painting, though, is what it does is give him more than one identity at the same time. So at the same time as him being a melancholy man, he's a man of action as well. You can probably see he's got a shield on his arm, a sword poking out above his leg, spurs which indicate he's going riding, and in the background a squire, 2 horses and his armour. And the key thing, the clue, is that there's a jousting lance resting on the tree. So he's shown secluded, but with the wider world waiting beyond. So jousts were courtly entertainments which demonstrated your loyalty to the king and also demonstrated your manliness and your fitness for war. I think he's showing himself off as a heartthrob. In an age when power was brokered through personal relationships, when your charm and your good looks and your attractiveness were part of how you gathered power to yourself, your name, your family, actually to be shown as an attractive, appealing, sexy figure was a way of demonstrating your potential to be a helpful courtier.
So the picture is extraordinary because it captures so much in such a small space. And this is something that Isaac Oliver was famous for. And there are many of his pictures around in the Royal Collection and so on. But there's more that we can always find out about them. And part of this project has not only been showing the public and inviting them in, but also examining the picture with all sorts of modern scientific methods. And that's told us lots of new things about the way the picture was painted and the materials that were used to make it. It does things like look at the painting in raking light, so with a light from the side and photographing it. And that is extraordinary because you see things like the lace, which looks so very small, but actually you can see just the tiny bumps of the paint crossing over one way and over the other. And again, you can see the particles of real gold that are used on his spurs. And so it's amazing to be able to study a picture like that in that detail. Well, I think the thing that the public may be surprised about when they come and look at it is when we're able to show them that some of the details along this shirt, as well as the finery of the lace, it was covered in silver. And whether that was a sort of pattern of silver or just the highlights of the shirt. The silver is still there, it hasn't fallen off with age, but it's just turned black in the air. And so to understand that and to examine it is to understand that it would have been the most amazingly flash shirt that anyone had been seen wearing. I think it would have been absolutely dazzling. It's a picture that he might have sort of taken out and shown to friends and impressed people with. And if you can imagine it by candlelight sometimes, that would have really brought out those colours. The flickering always caught things like gold and silver very beautifully, which is why you get it in lots of even earlier paintings. What I'd like to say is that you can see what a beautiful pose it is from posters and the postcards and things, but it's only when you come and actually see it in real life that you understand how awesome it is. And I've been working on this project for months, but I haven't got to spend very much time with the portrait, and it's lovely just to have a little bit longer to look now. And you really see the amazing detail and how it was done close up, as well as the flashing gold and things, but the little details of the hair, every brush stroke visible. And how that was done with these quite difficult paints. They're just sort of pigments suspended in water, not beautifully mixed up modern paints that we have today. And it's an amazing achievement.